Was Avril Lavigne replaced? The Melissa Vandella theory explained. Some fans believe that the Avril Lavigne we know today isn't the real Avril. They claim that after the early 2000s, she was secretly replaced by a look-alike named Melissa Vandella. But is there any truth to this strange theory? Supporters of this idea point to subtle differences in her face, handwriting, and even album appearances. They say the new Avril has a slightly different smile, cheek structure, and voice tone. Fans online have pored over photos from 2002 to 2026, convinced that the timeline doesn't add up. Some fans point to videos where Avril appears to sing the same song with a completely different voice. But critics say the clips compare studio recordings, live performances, and even altered audio. The truth of the matter is that there really is a real-life doppelganger of Avril Lavigne. The studio and family hired Melissa Vandella to get the attention of the paparazzi. The theory is that Lavigne hired a body double named Melissa Vandella because she didn't like all the attention she received from the paparazzi, so the doppelganger would go to events for her. This was done to give Avril time to grieve over her grandfather's passing. The best damn thing. This was Avril's third album, and you can hear a shift in her vocal style compared to the early 2000s. By the time her next album came out in 2007, there were enough differences that fans questioned whether this album was done by Avril or Melissa. But the most convincing piece of the theory didn't appear until years later, and it came from a photo that many fans believe exposes the truth. But if this theory is true, it means something happened to Avril Lavigne shortly after her first album, something fans believe the music industry tried to hide. Conspiracy headlines: Avril Lavigne is back. If you can believe that. During her appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Avril even addressed the rumored. Avril assured her fans that she was most definitely not replaced by a body double named Melissa Vandella after dying more than 20 years ago. If you've made it this far and enjoy the content, please give us a like and subscribe. It would really help us keep going. Thank you. Now back to the show. The alleged tragedy. According to the theory, something happened to the real Avril Lavigne. Some versions claim she died. Others say she took her own life after struggling with the pressure of fame. The details change depending on who tells the story, but the central claim is always the same. After Avril was gone, the record label made a shocking decision. Instead of announcing her death, they supposedly replaced her with Melissa. The reasoning? Money. At the time, Avril Lavigne was one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Her albums were selling millions of copies. Tours were selling out, and the brand around her image was incredibly valuable. So the theory claims the label decided to continue the career using Melissa instead. Again, there is absolutely no evidence that this ever happened. But that hasn't stopped the internet from trying to find proof. Fans keep insisting that something is off. Another headline: Avril Lavigne sounds off on dumb conspiracy theory she just can't shake. Avril Lavigne is doubling down on claims that she's not actually a body double. The evidence fans claim to see. Supporters of the theory often point to changes in Avril's appearance and personality over time. They claim that the Avril from the early 2000s seems different from the Avril who appeared later in her career. Some say her face shape looks slightly different. Others say her voice sounds different. And some even claim her personality changed. Early Avril was known for her rebellious image. Skater clothes, dark eyeliner, a punk-inspired style. Songs like Complicated and Skater Boy helped define that early persona. But later albums showed a different side of her. Brighter colors, more pop-focused music, a slightly different public image. To many people, that simply looks like a normal artist evolving over time. But for believers in the theory, it's proof that the original Avril was gone. The Melissa clues. One of the strangest parts of the theory involves something fans claim to see in old photographs. According to the story, Avril supposedly left clues about Melissa hidden in pictures. In some images circulating online, people point to what looks like the name Melissa written on Avril's hand. Believers claim this was some kind of secret message, a sign that the real Avril had been replaced. But there's a much simpler explanation. Changes over time. Another piece of evidence often mentioned involves Avril's voice and singing style. Some fans claim the tone of her voice changed significantly after her early albums. But vocal changes in singers are extremely common. Age, vocal training, recording techniques, and even illness can affect how someone sounds. And speaking of illness, Avril actually went through a serious health struggle that many people forget about. Avril's Lyme disease battle. In 2014, Avril Lavigne revealed that she had been battling Lyme disease. The illness left her bedridden for months. She later described feeling so weak that she thought she might die. Recovery from Lyme disease can take years, and the condition can have long-term effects on energy, voice strength, and overall health. So some of the changes fans noticed may simply be the result of what she went through. But for conspiracy theories, simple explanations rarely stop the speculation. The internet amplifies everything. The Melissa theory actually gained massive attention around 2017. That's when a Brazilian fan account began posting detailed threads claiming to prove the replacement had happened. They compared photos, analyzed facial features, and highlighted supposed inconsistencies in Avril's career timeline. The posts quickly spread across social media. Soon millions of people were seeing the theory. And once something reaches that scale online, it can take on a life of its own. Memes appear, videos get made, and suddenly a strange rumor becomes part of internet culture. Avril responds. Eventually, the story became so widespread that Avril herself had to address it. During interviews, she was asked directly about the claim that she had been replaced by a body double. Her response was simple. She called the theory ridiculous. And honestly, from her perspective, it probably is. Imagine waking up one day and discovering the internet believes you were replaced by someone else. It's a bizarre kind of rumor. But despite her denial, the theory still pops up online from time to time. But there's a simpler explanation. Avril is human. Over 20 years, her face naturally matured. Touring, late nights, and the rock lifestyle, which often includes stress, makeup changes, and yes, sometimes partying, can subtly alter a person's appearance. Add in different hairstyles, fashion, and makeup trends, and it's easy to see why fans might think she looks different. So while the replacement theory is fun to think about, the truth is likely just time, lifestyle, and the evolution of a superstar. But thousands of fans still swear they remember the old Avril perfectly. What about you? Do you see a different Avril, or just the natural change of a rock star over the years? Thanks for watching. Remember to give a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Reality Shift.